how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 1, Episode 13, and this one's entitled Glim Glim. The episode originally aired February 4th, 1989, and was directed by Peter Michael Stone. The episode stars Mark Hofmaier, Brian Fitzpatrick, and Jenna Von Oy. And overall, this is a fun, little, weird, bizarre episode that I really enjoyed. It's both goofy but also highly creative and features a really solid premise. Right off the bat, we have that it's a sci-fi kind of apocalyptic episode where an alien crash landed in a town, trapped everyone in a force field like it was Under the Dome or something, and then most of the people died from disease. And it's a small group of survivors fearing this alien, but they don't hide the alien. The thing that connects the Monsters episodes is that they all feature a monster, and a lot of them have been in the shadows to make them more scary and also to hide some cheesy costumes. Not the Glim Glim. They put the Glim Glim in full light, center stage, and I love this thing. It is a goofy creature, but I absolutely love Glim Glim. He is a big mound, and you can just imagine the poor actor inside of it having to scoot around in this thing. A big green mound with 4 arms at 90-degree angles from each other, 4 eyes and like 5 or so mouth slits, and a big horn and giant brain. It is some goofy fun. I loved watching it scoot around. I loved at the end when they started to interact with it more. It's just a fun, goofy creature, and I thought it was really cool. But we have a good, unique, interesting setup. We have a goofy creature. It really does feel like Monsters, going really crazy and new and different. And I liked how crazy this episode was, but the thing is, it was really different and unpredictable until it wasn't. At some point in the episode, you get enough pieces to the puzzle where you go, oh, wait a minute, this is just another morality tale, and you can kind of see, at one point, not, maybe halfway through it, I was like, oh, this is exactly how the episode's going to end, and of course it was, although that being said, it had a second little hidden extra punch there. I love the final shot of this episode, but that being said, it was one that was so wacky and unpredictable that I was a little disappointed when it revealed that it was another standard morality tale, but whatever, it doesn't ruin it. It's still a really fun, creative, and kind of cheesy episode, and yeah, I thought it was cool. Give me good, interesting concepts with cheesy alien monsters. Yeah, I'm happy. It's fun. So overall, definitely recommend it if you like kind of the goofier side or if you're sci-fi fans. In order to analyze it further, let's talk a bit about the plot. I'm going to be digging a little deeper, doing a little bit more of an analysis, and talking about a few things. I'll try to be avoiding the ending, so no major spoilers, but let's dig down a little bit more. We open up with some people sneaking into a basement. We hear a little bit like slower and kind of off Christmas music, where you almost don't recognize it at first, and the little girl in this group goes, oh, it's snowing. So it's a little bit of a light Christmas episode, not super Christmassy, but it is a fun little addition. Too bad this came out in February. I think this episode was a little bit late, but whatever. We get to find out through dialogue quite a few things have happened. An alien crash landed in this small town, a force field was placed around it so they can't get out, and a disease right after the alien crashed swept through this whole town, killing almost everybody. The only survivors are these 2 guys and a little girl, and they have to hide in the library in the basement because it's the only building that's warm, and the reason why it's warm is because that's where the alien lives, in the upper floors, scooting about, and they're hiding unseen. That's a cool setup. It's also a bit of information. And the thing is, because Monsters was limited in both budget and that 22-minute time slot, it's a lot told through exposition, but whatever, it is an interesting story. And we get them start to argue about what to do and how to survive. You know, they're scared of the monster. What does it do all day? Where is it going? Because it does go in and out. And one of them wants to shoot it, and the other one says, hey, don't shoot it, because what if we shoot it and then it can't lift the force field for us and we're stuck in here forever? So they argue and they're scared of it, and of course you're gonna get the little girl going, oh, don't be afraid of Glim Glim, he's a friend. You know, the little girl likes Glim Glim, and they're like, does she even really know her mother is dead? But we can see through the whole fear and the kid trusting it, the beginnings of a morality tale start to creep in there. And yeah, the beginnings of a semi-predictable nature. I will also say there is a scene where they try to sneak into the library when Glim Glim's away, and they find a pretty fun gore effect in there. I'm a little surprised they were able to get that on TV back in the day, but hey, a fun effect is worth noting. Now, one thing, as I said earlier, Glim Glim is just on screen. Like, we really get to see this guy, and between how much we learn from him, it again does explain a lot of the plot, but then maybe if we kept Glim Glim more in the shadows, both literally and metaphorically, and we didn't know what was going on, that would have made the twist a little less easy to see. But at the same time, I love running around and having adventures with Glim Glim. Yeah, it explains the plot way too early, but we get a big goofy alien on screen, so okay, it's a bit of a toss-up. But he's literally talking like he's got a captain's log, which is great to see this goofy monster and then him having a serious voice. And he's explaining how his ship crashed and all this stuff about where he's from and how he wants to communicate with the humans, but he can't because his voice is too high and only dogs can hear him or something. And I like, you know, because I even thought, why doesn't he just write it down? Well, it turns out his hands are too clumsy, and he tries to write, and it looks like a kid wrote it, and he has to work on his penmanship. And I do kind of wonder, how did this species achieve interstellar travel or even technology, really, with big, weird hands that can't even write? Maybe there were other intelligent species that built their ships for them or something. I don't know, but I do love the fact that there's this big, hyper-intelligent alien creature, and it's like, how do I write human? It's goofy and fun, but of course, the little girl's going to get more curious about Glim Glim, and will start to advance the plot. I won't go too far towards the end. I will say, though, I could definitely see where it's going. It is a good concept when you find out what Glim Glim's doing. It is a really interesting idea, but again, I knew a lot of the ending. However, there was one little bit that I didn't see coming, and I will say I absolutely loved the final shot that this episode held on. I thought that was really cool, and a really good gut punch to it. So overall, while it does turn into a basic morality tale, throughout a lot of it, it is just wild, and I do love the idea of this is what happened to the alien and what he's doing. It's interesting, and I do love seeing the goofy creature. So overall, a lot to like in both the sci-fi and the goofy side of things. I had fun. I think for the right crowd, you'll absolutely love it if you're, again, in the right crowd. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. I've covered all the past episodes, and I'm hoping to cover more in the future. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.